Som, teste, teste. E aí, Pandas e Pandinha, beleza? Peter Panda na área, trazendo para vocês aqui hoje a sequência aí de Starfield. Como é que vocês estão? Vocês estão bom e bonito? Espero que tudo beleza. Então, sem mais enrolação, se você não é inscrito no nosso canal, já se inscreve aí, curte, comenta, compartilha. E vamos que vamos para mais esse vídeo, mais esse game top.
Is something amiss? That is all? Very well.
Bom, no último vídeo a gente se perdeu um pouco nas missões, porém nesse daqui vamos ver se a gente consegue dar sequência de forma um pouco mais fluida nas missões. Não sei se a gente vai conseguir jogar muito hoje, porque tá um calor do Rivals aqui, tá muito quente. Então não sei, vamos ver. As dois aqui ainda. Voltar pra nave, aí eu vejo o que é que a gente tem que fazer. Aquela outra daquela nave de 200 anos, ela vai ficar lá um pouco, esperando. A gente precisa coletar os recursos. E eu tô me enrolando um pouco pra achar esses recursos. Então, por enquanto, vai ficar parada essa missão. Tá, vamos ver aqui. Testemunho ocular. Encontre-se com Adrian em Nova Atlântica. Beleza, vamos pra lá. Como é que vocês estão aí, galera? Só de boa? Esse calorzinho. Esse calor que o ventilador não vence. Cadê? Hospitality. Depois eu vou ver se eu já tenho ponto para subir as habilidades. E também testar lá para ver se eu já consigo.
Captain! Over here!
The workup's in the cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once they've gotten to properly review it. Though I was a bit caught off guard when the commander of the Vanguard asked me how things were going as I was headed up the elevator. Hadn't realized you were UC Navy this whole time. Hey, your call what you share and what you don't. And I guess in the spirit of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head up there. My relationship with the UC. It's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone. of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the UC Navy. They called him Venha. Woe to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin. A title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians. Secure the leadership of the UC military for generations.
Pelo visto não deu muito certo. É mais interesse saber o que isso tem a ver com a nossa consulta com o gabinete.
I'm getting there. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during the war. The man caused a lot of death, on both sides. Freestar Collective and UC. Military and civilians. And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the UC and Freestar Collective aren't really on great terms to this day. So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted you to be forewarned. I really appreciate you saying that. I just thought you deserved to know, considering how much you've done already. You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of this pretty fast. Or if you've got any last-minute business to attend to, now might be a good time. No telling how long the cabinet... Then I guess it's just a matter of...
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All parties, please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
Sounds like our cue. Here we go.
Eu tô fazer um ajuste no parsec aqui pra... Parece que tá meio ruim a qualidade da transmissão. Tá dando uns gargalos.
Captain, congratulations on joining the ranks of the Vanguard.
Frente conselho.
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I hope we'll determine here today. So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terramorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement,
Esse aí tá com cara de clonagem que deu errado.
UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
That's quite the leap, Captain. Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, terramorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic. And at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask how many deaths the cabinet requires to act. 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties, Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this terramorph seem at all alarming to you?
Ele niquelou na colônia que nunca teria previsto sua chegada. Isso é bem alarmante. Eu só sei que me disseram não ser.
That is worth considering. This attack took place on an almost completely uninhabited world. The casualties were minimal as a result. But if there's another attack, will we be so lucky?
Yes, a fine point, Admiral. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
Existe uma chance do que houve em Tau Ceti acontecer em outro lugar. É preciso atender essa solicitação. Pessoalmente, eu esperaria ainda, Sr. Presidente, se fosse eu, não atenderia.
Whatever risks exist, they are outweighed by this imminent threat. I agree. The request should be granted.
I'm inclined to agree.
As am I.
I suppose that does get to the heart of the point, doesn't it? Very well. I consent. The galaxy was lucky you were here today, Captain.
You and I are in agreement, Chief Diplomat. So, if there are no other objections, I believe we can agree to give our full backing to make the request to... What was that?
Attention.
Chegou tarde.
An incident has occurred. Facility lockdown engaged.
Incident. Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terramorphs.
Terramorphs. More attacks. Just as predicted.
Good God.
There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support?
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
We're on it, ma'am. Captain, I'm right behind you. Let's get down there.
Pegue o Nath para o espaço.
I think you may be trying to take a little too much on. Literally.
Stun them! Do it now!
They're still in there! Don't hurt them!
God you got here when you did. I just wish it hadn't come to that.
Yeah, what the hell happened back there, Captain? There's no excuse for using lethal force here. Or you could have used the EM gun like you were ordered. These are lives you're playing with here, so get your head in the game. Understand? Now, officer, the way those people were acting, I've seen this before. They were under the Terramorph's influence, weren't they?
I don't know. They were down at the port and they just started screaming.
Arma IM, que arma é essa,
We
mano?
tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection. Some terramorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire, and keep that EM weapon at the ready.
Arma EM.
Let's do it.
Nat's unlocked. Please, do what you can to help them.
Tá, que raio de arma EM é essa? Ah, essa aqui. Ai, eu tava com a arma no bolso, mano. Calma aí, rapidão, que tá meio esquisito esse... Pera aí, galera, rapidinho.